Okay, everybody. Good morning. This is the high school lesson. This is Mr. C of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy, first of all, and this is our high school general music lesson. Okay, so high schoolers, 9th grade through 12th grade. Good morning. Here is the Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy jingle. If you know it, sing along, everybody. So here we go. Time for school, time for music, time to learn together, we can do it. Learning is fun with Mr. C, and learning is fun, everybody. Welcome once again, my high schoolers from 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, and 12th grade. This is your music lesson today. We're going to go into sort of a slight review from last week's with an added chord, by the way, okay? Something I didn't mention in the title of this class. We're going to do an added chord, and along with a slight review of last week's right hand chord pattern, okay? But also we're going to add the left hand as well to show you how that works, okay? So we're going to be concentrating on the whiteboard, everything that I wrote over here. Make sure you have your manuscript paper, those who watch me on a regular basis, okay? Have your manuscript sheet paper ready with a good working pencil and an eraser and ready to copy everything down. If you are watching for the first time and you don't happen to have a manuscript notebook or even know what that is, okay, here is just an example, okay? This is my manuscript paper that I use. I just happen to have the C scale written out for my daughter who I give piano lessons to, okay? But, basically it's just a notebook, okay? This one happens to be a hardcover spiral with blank sheets of paper, but all with manuscript, I should say staff lines all across, okay? And there are many different kinds, spiral notebooks, 8.5 by 11, some slightly bigger, okay? Not exactly like this, this way, but, kind of like that. But in any event, you want to grab your own, make sure you have that. Okay, but if you can't purchase one right away, of course, then, I've said in the past that you can actually draw your own. Actually, for you Patreon members, I happen to have a PDF of blank manuscript paper with Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy logo. Find out more by going onto the dashboard to see if you can download that PDF and print out your own copies. But if you can't, I've taught my students in the past to just get a blank piece of white paper and a ruler and a pencil and just draw my own staff lines, make one master copy and then just make more copies after that. Okay, so there are many different ways to attain manuscript paper so that you can do your writing, so that you can copy your notes and do your musical writing. Since high school level, this is what I focus mainly on, the theory of everything. But we are getting into piano because that's also part of theory. Basically, being able to go at a piano and write and plunk out notes, play through notes so that you can write your own masterpieces, to write your own musical compositions. That is what's going to, a piano is a tool for that, okay? So I'm sort of giving you a basics when it comes to making your way around the piano. By the way, if you have any comments and questions during this live lesson, you can definitely do that. The comment section is open for you guys. But also, just a kind of a reminder that actually brings me to the point of single instrument lessons that I'm offering now for anybody who would like to join the academy to do that. Tell your friends, let them know. Okay, even if you would like to do that, if you would like a more in-depth, for example, the piano, a more in-depth lessons and being able to learn the piano. Since this is more of a general music class, I'll give you some basics. But for the weeks to come, actually, I started it this past Monday. I started my first lesson, and there is a free lesson of the day one lesson that I started this past Monday. So you can take a look at that just to show you what that's like, and from there you can kind of decide if you would like to undertake piano lessons. Okay, find out more on Patreon so that you can understand what the pricing is and all of that. Okay, but it's for single instrument lesson package. Okay, you have your choice of 5 different instruments. You can either take the piano, I'm teaching, or you can learn the guitar, the ukulele, the drums and voice. Okay, so far I've done piano on Monday, every Tuesday at 10, and by the way, it's at 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So every Monday is going to be piano. Every Tuesday will be guitar. Every Wednesday will be drums. Every Thursday, yesterday, I did voice. And every Friday will be ukulele, which I'm going to do today at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are interested in learning the ukulele, okay, that'll be free access, okay? But after today, okay, after this week, as I've been telling everybody this week, I will not have those lessons just available, okay? You have to purchase the package, okay, which is $20 a month. Find out more, and if you're interested, yeah, absolutely, go for it, okay? But these are single instrument lessons that will occur 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time after the 9 a.m. general music classes, Monday through Friday, and you have your choice of any one of those 5 instruments. If you want to learn more than one instrument, you can actually, it's kind of simple. You just have to make up a secondary, Patreon account with and use another email to drop your information and then purchase the lesson package. But that ukulele will be today. But again, for you high schoolers who have been learning some basics in piano, I go more in depth during those single instrument lessons, okay? Especially with piano, I start to teach you all the different, this information along with much more, and definitely learning a song, okay? Which also allows you to be able to participate in the annual recital, which I'm going to have in December, sometime in December before Christmas. The date is to be determined, but for anyone who becomes a member of the Patreon, I should say, what did I say? Of the Academy, then if you take advantage of that single instrument lesson package, you will be able to participate in the recital, as well as as well as a certificate of achievement, along with practice charts, things to help you along with your success in the single instrument lesson, okay, of your choice. So yeah, take a look more. It's in the link right there in the details. Go to patreon.com/Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy to find out more about that. All right. And today's hymnal is Jesus Loves Me. Okay. So if you don't mind, go into a Google search engine, type in Jesus Loves Me, the lyrics. Okay. And we will be doing that. But before we get into that, everybody sit up nice and straight so we can do some stretches before we get into doing our sing along with our hymnal today. So everybody, let's sit up nice and straight, shoulders relaxed. Okay, and reach up into the sky as high as you can. Reach. I know it's early, especially on a summer day, but let's stretch it out and drop them and start rolling the shoulders back. All of this upper body part with the collar and the shoulders and the neck stretches that we do. This is good to get the vocal cords nice and limber before we sing. Everybody roll them forward. Roll those shoulders forward. Feel that nice massage. All right. And everybody, let's rotate our necks very slowly. Okay. Everybody go the other way. Nice and easy. All right. Great. Everybody look up. Look all the way down. Look all the way to your right and all the way to your left, and tilt your heads to the right, tilt your heads to the left, and shrug and hold, and drop. Shrug and hold again, shrug and hold, and drop it. And everybody put your hands in front of you like this and start opening and closing your fists. Okay, open and closing those fingers, since we're going to be using our fingers today. Okay. Great. Now everybody squeeze and hold. Squeeze. Keep squeezing. And shake it out. Shake it out. Great. Now everybody take a deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out. Once again, deep breath in. And deep breath out. All right. Here we go. Let's get right to it. I'm going to use the piano today for our hymnal. Again, the song is Jesus Loves Me. Some of us may already know this song, Jesus Loves Me, something we learned in nursery school, okay? Learned it long time ago when we were little. Jesus loves me, this I know. If you're looking at the lyrics, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Okay. Yes, Jesus loves me. He does this 3 times. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Okay. So this is such a great reminder of a simple thing, a simple concept, really. Okay. When you think about it, the Bible talks all about God, and this reminds us about how much He loves His people, okay, and how He is strong. You know, we are weak in comparison, okay? We can't do everything ourselves. You know, God helps us along. God guides us in every way. So this is, you know, this simple message type of song is such a great reminder of that wonderful concept, how we can rely on Him, okay? So have your lyrics ready. Let's sing along. Here we go. Follow along as best as you can. Jesus loves me. If you know it already, great. That's even better, okay? So here we go. This is Jesus Loves Me. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me, he who died. Heaven's gates to open wide. He will wash away my sin. Let his little child come in. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me when I'm good, when I do the things I should. Jesus loves me when I'm bad, even though it makes him sad. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. And that was Jesus Loves Me. Give yourselves a nice little round of applause if you're able to follow along with that. If it was a little bit difficult, a little bit weird, you know, awkward because you haven't sang it in a long time, or just because you don't know it, that's okay. Just go right back into the video, have your lyrics handy, and practice, okay? Practice, absolutely. Okay, guys, so great job. We are going to go into the core of our lesson now. I'm just checking the time. And again, I'm always checking the comment section in case you guys have any questions about anything. I am more than welcome to answer them, okay? But let's go right to the board, shall we? And I want everybody to copy this, okay? I'm not sure if I had you guys do this last time, but definitely I want you to get into the habit of writing this stuff down, okay? Especially, you know, have your manuscript paper ready, your pencil with a good eraser, okay? Or if you just happen to have blank paper and you need to make quick staff lines. I mean, I did this freehand, okay? It's not great. I'm not the best drawer, okay? But you can do this on a piece of paper with a ruler, 5 lines to a staff, okay? Here is the treble clef. Let's review as far as the treble clef is concerned. We have the first chord, which is the C major chord. All right. Oh, this is something I forgot to jot down, which are the letter names, just in case we don't know. Okay, we have our C. Ooh, I don't like that marker, and I think it's because the cat wasn't on all the way. Oh no. Okay, I think this will come out nice and bright. Okay, so we have our C, our E, and our G. Okay, so in a C major chord, okay, it's a triad, meaning 3 notes being played at once. Okay, we have our C, E, G, which is also known as our Roman numeral 1 chord. Okay, our C major chord. Okay, assuming that we are in the key of C. Okay, if you've seen my past videos about major scales, okay, you can check that out right in the right in Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy YouTube channel, okay, which is where I'm airing this from, okay. But we're assuming that we're in the key of C, all right, in the key of C major, and this is the C major chord, which involves C, E, and G right on top of each other. This is why they're stacked. Okay, we play those notes at the same time, and that is also known as our Roman numeral 1 chord, okay. Now we go into our G7, okay, and this one is also known as our Roman numeral 5/7 chord, okay. Actually, G7 meaning dominant 7, okay, because it actually involves the B note. So over here in the lowest note here, we have our B, we have F, and we have G. Okay, so those are being played at the same time. Okay, there is a movement where we, okay, for actually, let me write these numbers down. Okay, 1, 3, and 5. Okay, going kind of backtracking to our C major chord, our Roman numeral 1 chord. When I put 1, 3, and 5, we're talking about our right hand, which is, because it's in treble clef, we're using our right hand for the higher notes, and we're playing with our thumb, which is our first finger on the C. Our E, we're playing with our third finger, which is our middle finger, and our G, we're playing with our pinky, which is our 5th finger, and you're playing those 1, 3, and 5. That's the idea. You play those at the same time. Almost the same concept here. We move our thumb to the B in the 5/7 chord, the G7 chord. We move our thumb. There's 1. But then our 4th finger, which is our ring finger, we're going to play on the F, and then with the G, we remain with our 5th finger there. Okay, there's no need to move anything. Okay, again, we're just using the 4th finger for the F instead of the 3rd finger, what we use for the E in the C major chord, and our thumb is just moving a slight bit over, a step over, to play the B, which is right next to the C from our C major chord. Okay, now we move. This is a new chord. Okay, this is a new chord now. This is known as our Roman numeral 4 chord, also known as our F major. Okay, it involves the notes C, F, and A. Okay, C, F, and A. The root of the F major chord really is the F. Okay, but this is another, okay, just so that we remember the word inversion. Okay, this is another inversion of the F major chord, where we take the normally it would be stacked F, A, C. This would be the C right here in this 3rd space. They basically, instead of using the C that's up here, we use middle C. Okay, and you're actually going to find out why they do, the reason why they use that inversion, okay, which is a change in that instead of using the top one, they use still middle C, which is still part of the F major chord. The reason why they do that is because it's for convenience of our hands. Okay, so now how is that convenient? Well, from playing the G7 or the 5 dominant 7 chord, we end up now moving our thumb back to C. There's our first finger, right? Then what we do is we're going to move, I'm just kind of looking over here. Yeah, we're just going to move our 3rd finger to F, which is our middle finger, and our pinky to A. Okay, instead of now playing it in the G, we're moving our pinky over to A, and it's just a slight movement with our fingers, and you're going to see how that works very well. Okay, so we have our F major chord, which involves C, F, and A, which is known as our Roman numeral 4 chord, and then we go back to our C major. Okay, I'm not going to write the numbers or the letters here because it's the same as the first. Okay, it's the Roman numeral 1 chord, C major, C, E, G, using our thumb, our middle finger, and our pinky, 1, 3, and 5. Okay, now let's make our way over here because the main point of the lesson is now using our left hand, which is our bass clef. Okay, so over here we have the right hand. Okay, I'm just abbreviating it here. Okay, for the treble clef, and then we have our left hand for our bass clef. Okay, and the bass clef looks like a hook with the 2 dots. Okay, you can review past lessons about treble clef and bass clef, which I have talked about in detail. Okay, definitely you can find it right there. But now with our bass clef here, we're using our left hand, so it's kind of like the mirror image of, you'll see how it works. It'll be like the mirror image of the other chords over here. Again, for C major, still involving C, E, G, okay, but these are the lower versions of those treble clef. Again, treble clef meaning higher notes, bass clef lower notes, so it's still C, E, G, but it's the lower versions, okay? It's an octave apart, meaning 8 notes apart. So they're the lower versions, lower and higher versions of each other, okay? And then over here, here's what I'm talking about when it comes to mirror image. Our fingers that we're using in our left hand is kind of backwards. So now we're using our 5th finger, our pinky, for the C, for the lower C, our 3rd finger, middle finger, for E, and then our 1st finger, our thumb, for the G. See? So it's 5, 3, and 1. That's what we're doing. Let me show you that. 5, 3, and 1. That's what we're playing there. When we do the same thing with our 5 dominant 7 chord, or Roman numeral 5 dominant 7 chord, G dominant 7, we're moving our pinky over to the B. Okay, here's our B note. Then we're using our 2nd finger. Actually, here's where it's a little bit more different here. We're using our 2nd finger for our F. Okay, the F is on that line, and then the G remains there on that space. We're still using our thumb for our thumb, which is our 1st finger for the G. Okay, you see how that works? So it's 5, 2, 5, 2, and 1. Okay, pinky, index, and thumb. All right. Then we go to our F major, which consists of for our Roman numeral 4 chords, C, F, and A. Okay, and then there we are using, again, 5th finger for our C, just moving it back over to C, but there's a difference now. I'm just kind of looking here. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. So now this is going to be a little bit different as well. We're still going to use our 2nd finger. When it comes to our F major, we're still going to use our 2nd finger. Let me just double check that. I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing this right, folks. Okay. Yeah. But now we're still using our 2nd finger for our F. So out of convenience sake, it doesn't deter us from using our F. But we are going to move our thumb to our A, from the G to the A. After we play that G7, we're still going to use our thumb to move over up a step to our A. Okay, so we're still ultimately using 5, 2, and 1. Okay, and you'll see again how that works. And then it's back to 5, 3, 1 for our C major chord, which involves C, E, and G, all in the lower ranges, hence the bass clef. Okay, so make sure, okay, this video is going to be up for forever, actually. This video will always be up, guys. So if you didn't happen to write all of this down just now as we've been going over it, okay, you definitely have time to go back into the video and write all of it down. Make sure you have it written down, because writing it down actually gets you really well into the practice, okay? Into the practice, of course, knowing how these patterns work. And this is a typical pattern in plenty of songs, no matter what key you're in. Actually, it won't be if you're in a different key, it won't be the same letters. Okay, it won't be the same letters, but it'll be this 1 Roman numeral 1 5 dominant 7 4 major, back to 1 movement when it comes to this type of chord pattern. Okay. Next week, I'm going to show you exactly how that works in a different key. Okay, in a different key. Actually, here's a little secret. Here's a little secret. So now this will open your horizons over here. It'll open your minds. Okay. I'm picking up my ukulele again, and for a good reason, because again, we just went over learning our 1 major, G, our 5/7, F major, and then C major. Okay, 1/4, 1 5 7 4 1. Okay, now when it comes to the Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy jingle, okay, I actually use this same chord pattern, but on the ukulele. Okay, truth be told, yes. So I actually use, I'm going to show you really quickly. Okay, this is just, you don't have to learn how to play the ukulele, but this is my C major. This is my C major chord. Okay, this is my G major chord, G dominant 7. Actually, this is technically G major, but G dominant 7 and G major chord can be used pretty much interchangeably. So technically speaking, what I'm really doing is playing a 5 major chord. Okay, that's the G major, and then our F major is right here, which is our 4 major chord, right? Roman numeral 4, and then back to C. So actually, what I did was, when it comes to this chord pattern, it doesn't always follow the Roman numeral 1 being first. Doesn't always have to do that. You can interchange them. So what I technically do with our Music Academy, Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy jingle, is I actually play the F major first. I play that first. Then I play the G major, not G dominant 7, but the G major chord, which is again a Roman numeral 5, assuming we're leaving out the 7 part of that. I play the G major chord, right? Then how do I go? I go time for school, right? I do our 4 major, then G major, time for music, and then I go back to 4 major, time to learn together, and then back to 5 major, we can do it, and then I go to our Roman numeral 1, C major. Learning is fun with Mr. C. So you see that? So in other words, I've taken this pattern for this song, and many musicians do this. Many songwriters do this. They'll take a pattern and they'll do it in a different order just to make it more interesting. You see that? So it goes from 4, Roman numeral 4, to Roman numeral 5, back to Roman numeral 4, back to Roman numeral 5, and then ends with a Roman numeral 1. Okay? But ultimately, notice how I take this pattern, Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 5/7, Roman numeral 4, Roman numeral 1 being the ending. I even put double bar lines on each of the examples, whether in treble or in bass clef. I put double bar lines to show that the resolution, say that word, resolution. The resolution has to be in the pattern where even if you start on a 4 chord, or even if you start on a 5, you could start on a 5 depending on what song you're playing. Okay, it has to absolutely resolve. Resolution has to resolve to the 1. Okay, it has to do that sound wise in that type of pattern. It must do that. Okay, the more you practice having to play these and write these down and okay, you will have a good working knowledge basically on songwriting, having those harmonies go in that particular path. Okay, whether you start at 1 or not, doesn't matter, as long as you end on 1. Okay, that's the idea behind the resolution of a typical chord pattern such as this. Okay, and this is typical. There are many other patterns, by the way, boys and girls. There are many other patterns. Okay, but this is just one basic principle there. Okay, let's go right into learning how to play them now, guys. Here we go. So I'm going to now bring the camera over. Okay, get a little bird's eye view here. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So now also, make sure I have a nice white black marker here so that we can make sure we have these. Okay, so just a quick review when it comes to our right hand, okay? We had C, E, and G, okay? In our right hand, where we utilize, again, as I spoke about before, our thumb. Okay, make sure you're sitting up straight, by the way, in front of your piano. But we have our first finger, our third finger, first finger, third finger, pinky, okay? Make sure your technique is good, where you have bent fingers, your wrist is up and even, okay, and your fingers are also firm. So when you play your C in your thumb, this is your treble clef, by the way, your E in your middle finger, and then your G in your pinky, which is your fifth finger. Then you play it all simultaneously in unison, which is all together at the same time. Okay, there's your one chord, okay? You can review the video last week to do this, okay? But we're going to move on where our 5-7 chord is now going to have our thumb move over to our B, okay? And we're going to involve the F here, okay? Our right thumb moves over to B, and then our ring finger is going to play the F, and then our pinky is going to still remain on G. Okay, and then when we play, so it's B, F, G, that is our 5-7, Roman numeral 5-7, or a G dominant 7, and everybody play it at the same time. Okay, it goes like that. And then here's the added chord. We're still going to keep our F there, but I'm going to add the A note right now. There's the A note. Okay, so now we move our thumb. After playing the 5-7 chord, we move our thumb over to C. Okay, then we're going to use our third finger. We're going to use our third finger to play our F. Okay, so we're replacing the ring finger with the third finger on F. Okay, and then your pinky is going to be on the A. Okay, so C, F, A, and you place your fingers as such. Okay, and then we're going to play it at the same time. Here we go. This is our 4 major chord, our F major. That's how that should sound, okay? And then we kind of go back, okay? According to that chord pattern that you saw me write on the board, we go back to now keeping our thumb on C, moving your middle finger back to E, and your pinky back to G, so you can play your 1 major chord, your C major, like that. So the chord pattern follows as such. Here's our C major, Roman numeral 1, 5, Roman numeral 5 dominant 7, G dominant 7. Okay, then we move back for our 4, C, F, and A. And then you come back to our Roman numeral 1 to resolution. Just like that, okay? So practice this in repetition, okay? Definitely practice in repetition. You want to start to develop a flow to go from C major, G dominant 7, F major, back to C major, okay? 1, 5-7, 4, and then 1, okay? Just like that. Now, let's move over to our left hand, okay? Our left hand is virtually doing the same thing. We have C, E, and G, okay? So we went from having our middle C, our right hand, we're now going to use our left hand, okay? Same concept, except it's pinky, middle, thumb, okay? 5, 3, and 1, okay? Pinky's on low C, your middle's on low E, and your thumb is on low G, okay? On top of that, you play it at the same time. There's our 1 major in the left hand, okay? Now, let's add the F and our B below that. For our 5-7 chord, we're just moving the pinky over to play the B. Then our index finger is going to be, which is our number 2 finger, is going to be on our F, okay? And our thumb on G. Thumb remains on G. So when we play B, F, G, that is our 5-7 chord, our G dominant 7, And everybody play it all at the same time. That's how that sounds. Then we take our pinky back to our C. Okay, we have our index finger this time. Okay, according to what I wrote on the board, we have our index finger to play our F. But now we're going to just move the thumb over to our A. Okay, all so that we can have the 4 major chord. Okay, which is our F major, C, F, and A. Okay, and it should definitely feel comfortable in the hands when you do it. Remember, bent fingers, wrist up and even, C, F, A, and then you play it at the same time in unison. That is our F major chord. And then from there to end it, to resolve, we go from playing our F major chord, right? Then we just move back over. Keep the pinky on C. Instead of your index, you're going to use your 3rd finger again to play your E, and then you're moving your thumb back over to G so that you have C, E, G, our C major chord, Roman numeral 1, and that's how we play it at the same time. So in your practice, you're looking to do what? C major chord, Roman numeral 1, 5, 7, G dominant 7, okay? Now to 4 major, that's your F major. And then back to your C major, Roman numeral 1, okay? Okay, and then it would be the same thing in our right hand. Okay? All to, again, follow the chord pattern and then ultimately to resolve, okay? Resolution. It has to end back where we started, which is our C major chord in that sense, okay? That is it, everybody. That is going to be, your practice is going to involve going through those chords on the right hand and on the left hand, okay? Do them separately. Okay, and then after you do them separately about 10 times, right? We're going to use that regimen 10 times. After that, try them with both at the same time. Try them with both hands, okay? So then you will have this, a much fuller sound. Okay, and that's how that would go. All right, let's come back over here and let me talk to you. Okay, so guys, great job. If you were able to follow along with that, great. Okay, give yourselves a nice little round of applause there. If you weren't, okay, if this was still kind of awkward while we were doing it, go back to the video. The video will still be there. Just go back to the video and practice. Again, practice and repetition. Regimen, again, should be 10 times a day. Okay, no more, no less, all right? And this is just a very basic way of understanding how chord patterns work in order to what? Develop a song, okay? Have a song in creation, all right? Write these down. Make sure, again, you have these down, okay, as part of your notes, and practice it on the piano, okay? It's not necessarily to make you a pianist per se, although if that inspires you to go for the single instrument lesson package and become and start taking piano lessons with me, that's great too, okay? But this is just a good way to navigate, use the tool that the piano is good for, which is what? Creating music. Orchestration, okay? It's what us musicians use to figure out how our chord patterns are going to go, how our harmonies are going to go, melodies. Piano is an excellent tool for songwriting. So this little bit to navigate on the piano, to know what to do with that is definitely going to help your creativity in musical creativity in an immense way. All right, guys, great job today. And I just want to give some general shout outs to all my friends around the world who have been watching and giving support, my Patreon members, as well as my friends from Sri Lanka and Australia and Japan and China and the Philippines and India and South America, as well as the United States and many, many others around the world. Thank you so much for your support of Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy. And as always, my friends, great job. And I wish you happy practicing. Everyone, take care. And again, if you want to catch for free today, today and today only for free, you want to catch the ukulele lesson, which is going to be at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a half an hour session. Okay. All right, take a look. Patreon members, tell your friends, okay, I'm going to have a ukulele lesson, first look at the ukulele lesson, which will be every week from 10 a.m. to 10:30. But again, only free today, only free lesson today. After next week, you want to have more ukulele lessons, purchase a single instrument lesson package and do it soon. Okay, guys? Everybody have a great one and take care. Bye-bye.